This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Freedom Debt Solutions. The anxiety and stress caused by debt is overwhelming. It makes you feel alone, like there's no way out, especially now. Coronavirus has people locked down, no jobs, no money, no nothing. There is no one-size-fits-all solution to getting out of debt. Freedom Debt Solutions has more than 400 debt experts standing by to recommend the right solution for your specific situation. No matter which solution you may qualify for, Freedom Debt Solutions can help you get rid of expensive credit card debt faster than you can on your own with one low, affordable monthly program payment. Since 2002, Freedom Debt Solution has served over 750,000 clients, settled over 2.7 million accounts, and settled over $10 billion in debt. So, if you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt and struggling to make monthly payments, there is hope. Stop the stress and anxiety your debt is causing. Find out how you can talk to a Freedom Debt Solution expert and get your free personalized debt consultation today. Go to freedomdebtsolutions.com/Graham. That's freedomdebtsolution.com/Graham, freedomdebtsolution.com/Graham. What's going on, everybody? I'll just have you all know, Alyssa just asked me to stare at another woman's boobs on TV. Okay?
That's not...
Everyone in the room is a witness and heard it.
She's basically forcing us.
I was instructed.
It was the lady from Shark Tank. That is like Christians who take the Bible out of context.
You literally
that is
said,
not the context.
Look at her boobs.
I know, because they looked funky because it had it's uplighted.
I was like, okay, I'll look.
Yeah, okay, fine. If you're twisting my arm here, okay.
She was lit very weird.
Thank you. It was like a different color than the rest of her shirt.
All righty then. Okay. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
It is May the 4th.
Time to get out all the little
and every
Yoda.
Nerd on the planet
Baby
loves today, because this is obviously May the 4th is May the Force be with you. Star Wars.
And we finally watched the last one too.
We did.
Last one's not bad.
It was pretty good. It was definitely a lot more action.
All right. Can I be honest for a minute?
No,
not if you're going to make fun of it.
I've never been the biggest Star Wars guy.
Oh, now you just lost so many
I didn't
fans.
say I didn't think I didn't understand like the fandom around it. I was just saying, at the end of the day, it's not really
the new ones or the old ones though, because I love Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Man.
She loves Harry.
He's my
anyway,
man. Even at 92.
I'm not saying that I don't see, the epicness or how it transcended film back in the day. I'm not saying that. I get it. Mm-hmm. I completely get it. I'm saying that just for me personally, Star Wars has never been, like that exciting to me. Lord of the Rings.
Jake's not commenting.
Lord of the Rings, got it. Cinematography, all this stuff. Peter Jackson, great. It was an amazing film. Do I think it's the greatest thing ever? Not particularly. Harry Potter, I could give a crap.
Our subscribers are checking out.
Yep,
I have a hard time believing that the primarily female audience are huge, avid Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and Harry Potter fans. Now, if I was to talk about
very stereotypical,
if I was to talk about Twilight in a bad tone,
Graham, I don't like Twilight.
How dare you?
Yes,
you don't like Twilight.
Oh, ew.
This woman watched every single DVD of Twilight.
No, baby, you're getting that wrong. No, I don't like Twilight.
I mean, I
don't
like
fake
books.
vampires.
Just
What are you
kidding.
talking about?
You watched every...
I like Underworld.
You watched every episode of Twilight.
Episode?
Or every movie of Twilight. There was
digging
4
a major
of them.
hole. No, you made me watch one of them, or somebody did.
I have
hate
never
Twilight.
watched Twilight in my life. You are a liar.
No, I'm not.
Here on you liar.
I have watched them all, but I don't like them.
Oh my gosh, did you just hear what she said?
I watched them all.
I watched them
No,
all,
but
and I have never watched Twilight.
No, I don't like them, though.
This is like watching Joe Biden in a Tara Reade sexual assault interview.
Yeah.
I have never watched Twilight ever. I mean, I watched them, but I didn't.
Oh my gosh, I hate this so much.
I win because I'm right. You watched Twilight.
Okay, babe.
Anyway, and if I was to talk about 50 Shades of Grey in a bad tone, I could understand the ladies getting upset. As Alyssa Alyssa
stepped
remains
all in it.
really quiet on that one.
I was living out my testimony, okay?
Oh, man. Anyway, all I'm saying as I'm getting completely just attacked this morning, I've just never understood, like, you know, the huge fandom around Star Wars. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you know.
It was nice knowing you.
What?
They're American classics.
Okay, great. And I acknowledge that. They're an American classic. I just said
That's kind of like saying, I've never, like, really liked pizza.
That's Alyssa,
That's
too.
not-
Man, you're sucking today, Alyssa.
You know, Mother's
Sucking
Day
today.
is coming up, right? So next week, y'all better
I'm
like
saving all the love.
Thank you, pile it on thick.
We're getting it out. We're getting it out now. Before I think it's awful
I like
ironic that all the businesses are starting to open back up right before Mother's Day, and then
That's
watch. I'm declaring
Conspiracy.
it now. There's going to be a spike. And then they're going to shut everything back down before Father's Day. Watch.
Yeah.
Watch what I tell you. It will happen 100%.
Makes sense.
Okay. Anyway, I saw a meme today. It had a Star Trek, Picard, the bald guy, whatever his name is.
Captain
and it said,
Picard.
"May the 4th be with you."
Oh, no.
Nice.
That's really
See,
funny.
I've never been a Star Trek person.
I've never been a Star Trek guy either.
I liked Star Trek, too. With
Oh, here we
my
go.
parents back in the day.
No.
What?
You're
Oh,
a
my
Trekkie,
gosh.
huh? Oh, man.
No,
I just, I've never understood. Like I said, I'm not talking bad about the film. I didn't say the film sucked. That's not what I said.
Basically did.
No, I didn't. I just said,
Pretty much.
I even said Lord of the Rings. Got it. Do I want to watch the extended version of all the films and sit in one spot for 24 hours? No.
Who wants to do that with anything? Though,
There's a
besides
lot
Jake?
of people.
You were my brother, Graham.
You were my brother. Okay. Anyway, I'm just trying to bring a little bit non-coronavirus stuff to the
I
table,
appreciate
and I'm
that.
getting assaulted for it. Wow. Anyway,
Do better. Be better.
We
better.
we bought a boat.
We
during
bought a
quarantine.
boat. And my flippy floppers. No,
What?
singing the I'm on a boat song.
Let's just start this podcast over.
Alyssa, you were on such a different wavelength than we are right now.
Flippy floppers.
Are you in the same studio as us?
No,
right this second?
quarantine is getting to me.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a pontoon boat, right?
Yeah, wow.
Awesome. I
yeah,
love pontoon
we
boats.
decided that since the only thing we're allowed to do is go out on the lake, we better commandeer or apprehend or acquire a vehicle that's able to do such a thing. And so we went and got a boat. We've never had a boat before, and we were talking earlier about we're going to christen the boat by like breaking champagne on the boat. And apparently Jake has never heard of that
Which
before.
I think is kind of crazy because you know everything.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You
welcome.
break it on the boat, which I'm sure is really great for the water.
Spills all over the
See,
place.
that's what, I never understood kind of the context.
Maybe
of
they
why we're
put
doing
like
that.
a tarp underneath it, and
We
you
need to
break
research
it.
I'm
this
sure
before
they
we
do
break
not.
it.
And
they
anyway,
probably
but
Fish
Jake,
swallow the glass.
Oh, gosh.
Jake said, "What did you say?" I said, "Wow, you never heard of that before."
I'm not a rich person.
Yeah, and then we said, "Well, neither are we.
We
just-
watch movies,
We just
Jake.
seen it on TV, and like any good redneck, we do what we see on the TV."
I drink the wine. I don't waste the wine.
That's a good
Break it
point. Maybe
into
we
the
should
water.
just cheers to it.
Yeah,
No,
just tink it.
It's probably Real Alcoholics. It's probably a wine bottle that they have already drank the wine, and they
that's
put
a good
like
point.
water in it, and it.
Well, that's lame.
But if you're really rich, probably not. It's probably like a very expensive bottle.
Yeah.
Probably.
Christen it.
Christen. That sounds like a religious thing. You get christened.
You
That is a-
christen it?
Oh no, that's not really.
No, that's
need to
something
go to
else.
bed.
When
Yeah.
you christen a room or christen a
No.
boat or
Whoa.
christen
Well,
a car. Yeah, that's a completely different. That's a completely different thing. It's a religious experience. No, it's a completely different
It
thing.
can be.
Okay. Let's see. I feel like there's
Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo, and our
alcoholics everywhere. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo.
our restaurants are opening back up
Everyone
outside.
automatically will have lineage or heritage to some Hispanic family or some
Well,
kind.
I'm drinking a cerveza now.
Restaurants open up today in South
Patio.
Carolina.
Outside, yep.
The outside dining opens up, which I'm interested to ride down the road to see how many people actually
It's gonna
are
be packed.
it will be
figuring out.
packed.
You think I'll be interested to see. I really have a hard time believing that. I don't know. Moe's is going to have like this huge picnic set up outside.
Well, maybe not
certain
Moe's.
restaurants.
Yeah.
But Jake hasn't even, because he got here, 2 days before we went on lockdown, so he hasn't even been able to see anything of
Jake
his hometown.
and his wife Whitney have literally been here over a month now,
Seen nothing.
and they have seen this studio and their apartment
And our house.
and our house,
That's it.
and that's it. Shh! Don't tell people we're having people over at our house.
Baby, we're right next to him all day.
That's illegal. In a lot of places for you to do that kind of stuff. Speaking of which, that brings me to our first video of the day to talk about. But before we do that, let's get into a sponsor. Patriot Mobile has gone above and beyond to help Americans stay in touch with loved ones during this difficult time by lowering their prices even further. Right now, their U.S.-based team is standing by to design your customized family plan starting at only $25. Patriot Mobile shares your values and will never charge you hidden fees. Unlike Big Mobile, they won't send your hard-earned money to Planned Parenthood or other leftist causes. Right now, when you join their family of freedom-loving Americans, they will waive your activism. They will waive your activation, plus send you a free gift with the offer code GRAHAM. Call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT, or visit patriotmobile.com/Graham. Get your customized family plan today, starting at just $25. That's 972-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Graham. All right, so let's get back into, we were talking about people coming over to houses and all this other kind of stuff. Let me make sure I'm connected to the Roadcaster here because I want you guys to be able to, oh, I am. Okay, perfect. God, I'm good. All right, so here we go. This is Chicago's mayor. I guess it was like 36 hours ago now. It's Chicago's mayor. Prepare yourself.
Now, I've directed Superintendent Brown to order all police districts to give special attention to these parties. And this is how it's going to be. We will shut you down. We will cite you. And if we need to, we will arrest you and we will take you to jail. Period. There should be nothing unambiguous about that. Don't make us treat you like a criminal. But if you act like a criminal and you violate the law and you refuse to do what is necessary to save lives in the city in the middle of a pandemic, we will take you to jail. Period.
Ooh.
Did you notice that her hairline was receding from her mouth with all the garbage crap she was talking about?
She didn't have a mask on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. Okay. So one, this whole thing is a tyrannical person in power from the government. This is a mayor. Okay. No offense, mayors that may be listening. Shut up. You have no power to do any of this garbage in the first place. This is the biggest misconception in the entire country right now. These people, what do you mean by these people? I mean, these people, elected officials, they work for us, period. None of them have the power or authority to do this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. In fact, when it comes to people like the mayor and all this other kind of stuff, their authority is actually subjected to the sheriff of that.
Yeah.
The sheriff is the real authority of the town. I'm sorry to bust your mayor bubble, but you suck.
Well, even the governor, like I had somebody ask, like, can you guys find out how long the governor can do this stay-at-home order? It's like, well, if your sheriff doesn't enforce it, you're good.
Exactly, because these people don't have the power. Even the sheriff. You want to know why the sheriffs are refusing to enforce this? Because they're elected officials too, and they know it's not constitutional. This chick is standing there saying that she's going to treat Americans, law-abiding Americans, as criminals because she wants to enforce something that is not constitutional, and law-abiding Americans are saying, screw you, we're not doing that. You don't have the authority or the power to do this. This is not a tyrannical government system. We are Americans. We are free, period. Also, I want to point out that these very people that are protesting, people like going to work and stuff, are doing the exact same thing that they're accusing people and getting mad at people are doing. Wear your mask, social distance. If you look at the photo, I would venture to say that the man standing behind her who has a mask on isn't 6 feet away from her. She's breathing all over everybody and stuff. Yeah. Right there. No mask, no nothing. Hairline receding away from the lies and BS of her mouth. It's weird, okay? This is America, period. This is anti-constitutional. This is against the law, what she is doing, not what you're doing. Stand up to these people. Don't listen to this garbage. Be peaceful in your protest, but do not listen to any of this stuff. Yeah. It is absolute insanity. This person needs to go to jail herself for trying to impose these horrific things on people that are against the law. Yeah. She's breaking the law.
Yeah, and nobody's at that party against their will. Like, nobody's grabbing an old woman off the street and shoving her into the party. Yeah. These people are all complicit if they want to get sick.
Listen here, people that are dumb. Sorry, you're dumb. You cannot tell Americans they cannot have people over to their house. You cannot tell Americans they cannot leave their house. You cannot do that. It doesn't matter if it makes you mad. Doesn't matter if you don't like it. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and this virus is not what they've been telling us anyways. Exactly. It's not nearly as deadly.
You're getting conflicting numbers all the time now. The CDC is you go to one page of the CDC, it says 60-something thousand. You go to another page of the CDC, it says 30-something thousand.
Yeah. And the doctors admitted that they're being forced to write COVID when that wasn't the cause of death. They just had COVID.
Because Medicare and Medicaid are paying higher for COVID-related deaths. So you've got hospitals that are starting to have to shut down and lay people off now. Why? Because they can only take emergency cases and they can only treat COVID-19 related things. So all elective surgery, all non-emergency surgeries, all routine visits are cut off. That's where all the money comes from. So they're starting to lay off people. The hospitals are on the brink of shutting down. So what do you do? What do you do? How do you make up money? Well, you label something that you know the insurance companies are going to pay out more money for. Yep. So the numbers are getting inflated.
Yeah, this is going to be bad. Like when all this stuff really comes out.
We need to just sack up, man. Sack up and go to freaking work. Just shut up and go to work. Go to work. Go eat at the restaurants. People, your favorite restaurants aren't going to be around anymore if we don't open this stuff up, man. Right. Like governors, mayors, none of them have the authority to tell people that are fixing to lose everything that they cannot open their businesses and cannot go to work. This is not Germany in the 30s. All right. We are able to, we can do these things. We can do these things. If you open up your business and the police say they're going to arrest you, okay, on what grounds and what authority? Well, there's a state order or a mayor mandate saying that you can't do that. Show me in the Constitution where that's legal. Show me. It's not in there. They can't do it.
Right. It should be a recommendation.
Not do it. Period. And you can recommend that people do something different, but at the end of the day, you don't have the authority to tell Americans what they can and cannot do in regards to our Bill of Rights and the Constitution.
Yep. Newsom was arresting people just the other day in California, people peacefully protesting. Cops told them to leave. They didn't. They were exercising their First Amendment, and cops just started arresting them.
Yeah, and here's the thing. All right. One, every single one of those people are going to be rich eventually down the road. Yeah. Every single one of them is going to be rich because eventually this crap is going to go away and all the lawsuits are going to happen. And every single one of these governors, mayors that are responsible for this, that's going to cost the city and the states all this money, every single one of them are going to be gone.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
You always have to pay attention to the distractors. You know, they're the master distractors. Like the UFO thing, you know, we know that was old footage. They were trying to distract us. What about the pedophile ring that we were all talking about a few weeks before this? They keep our mind occupied on things and steer us to their narrative. So just keep your eyes open. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Child pedophile rings, you know. This is all manipulation. And Fox News, CNN, they're all guilty. they are all about this stuff. They love posting the numbers constantly. They don't want this stuff to go away.
I'd also
really
like
believe
to.
that.
I'd also like to see the stats of these people that are getting arrested. How many people are actually charged with something?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
When it's all said and done, I would be willing to bet virtually, if any, none. All right, because it's like even that video of the mom getting arrested in Idaho
at the park.
She never ever went to actual jail. They cuffed her, they put her in the car, and then about an hour goes by, and all the like other moms are there at the park saying, where is the right to be able to do this kind of stuff? Her freaking kids are right here. You know, who's going to take the kids? All this stuff, and eventually they let the mom out of the car because when push comes to shove, the legalities behind this whole thing is not there. And I don't know, man, if there was ever a time to be loud and proud to get arrested, for me, standing up for our rights is probably one of those things.
Yeah, standing up against the Gestapo.
Yeah, you find out, and I already know Media Matters or something's going to clip this saying that I'm telling people to revolt against the system. That's not what I'm saying. But if there was ever a badge of honor to be had because you got arrested for something, to me, it would be standing up for the rights of every American, saying this is not, you can't do this, man.
I mean, I would encourage people to stand up against unconstitutional laws.
You have an
right.
We have an obligation as Americans to stand up against non-constitutional laws. Period. That's all there is to it. That's it. Blue Lives Matter was trending the other day on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So I went in to check it out and see what was going on. And of course, it was racist people that are huge Black Lives Matter activists, anti-Blue Lives Matter activists, just belligerent racist. Mm-hmm. And they were like, because a lot of the people that are protesting all these lockdowns, a lot of them are Trump supporters. Okay, let's just be honest, because they're conservatives. Okay, very pro non-big government, right? Yeah. like very much against this. So of course, it's not a lot of Democratic people that are at these protests, okay? Because they're all about, the government will take care of us, and listen to the government. The government loves everybody equally, and the government's going to take care of us forever. Mm-hmm. First ones to go. Anyway, all right, moving on. And so they're showing these videos of, of course, the police are like blocking the lines to like the Capitol and all this stuff. Now, granted, I'll give it to you. I don't really justify like blatantly like yelling and screaming at the police. There are. Were there violence and fights going on? Not that I saw in these videos, but these people were clipping these videos of these people that were protesting the lockdowns, and they're basically hollering at the police. How the crap can you enforce this? This isn't constitutional. You can't do this kind of thing. And they say it's amazing. The people that clip the footage, the racists, they go, it's amazing how much Blue Lives Matter when it's against a black person. But now that the white Trump supporters have a problem, they don't respect police anymore. Yeah. I didn't see any of that at all. Respecting police has nothing to do with agreeing with the police. That has nothing to do with it. Very few people respect our men and women in blue more than I do. But I will be the first one to say, and we've had private conversations with people that are high up in law enforcement positions where we live and things like that. There's a difference between being respectful, and there's a difference between calling out, hey, this is wrong.
Right.
This is wrong.
Or murdering a police officer.
Big
difference.
Yes, huge difference. Anyway, all I'm saying is, you find out really quick who really believes what when you face resistance for it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like the biggest thing that's just sad to me is how many people are tattling on everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I see these people in the park and there's 4 of them and they're definitely not 6 feet apart. The police should go and do something about that. Mm-hmm. Get bent, you anti-American, non-constitutional, sorry excuses for Americans. You suck. You're not an American. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. Graham Allen says legal Americans aren't. You may legally be an American on paper, but in your soul and your moral compass as a person, you're not an American.
Yeah.
And you deserve to go right to China or North Korea,
Russia.
wherever it is you want to go.
Especially using police resources to try to dispatch someone.
Yeah.
To take time away from like the riots or robberies or, you know, other things, domestic violence that's happening because 4 people are in a yard, you know, maybe playing together.
Well, there's a video Chad posted of these 3 people on a roof in Australia, and the police were in a helicopter.
Are you serious?
And loudspeaker, like, go down to the street level, and they did, and they each got charged $1,000. Who are you protecting in that situation? You're not protecting those 3 people. They've already got it.
Yeah,
if one of them has it, you know, they're sitting up there drinking a beer, and you charge them $1,000. Yeah, not protecting, not serving. You know, it's unconstitutional, and I think those people will be remembered too. I mean, we won't forget about all this.
I have purchased new vehicles during this lockdown. I have driven across state lines to buy boats during this lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a crap.
I'm done. Like,
we have gone to
on.
work every single day during this lockdown.
Again, though, we abided by the strong recommendations or even rules they wanted to set.
Spread.
And we abided by that. And now it's time. I mean, now we're over it because we've seen for ourselves, okay, this isn't what they're making it to be. So.
Now it's time to build our immune systems back up and touch door handles and not wear masks. I mean, I'm just saying.
The vast
majority isn't wearing the mask correctly and or the gloves correctly anyway. Right. So
they don't want us to go outside.
A lot of people that we've talked to in positions within the government and things like that, they say it's probably like 60-40. 60% of Americans want everything to open back up, and they know that this isn't as big of a deal as it seems, et cetera, et cetera. And then the other 40% is, unsure. We need to keep quarantining and stuff. I would say it's probably a lot more lopsided than that. I think in that 40%, probably the majority of that 40% is just too scared of the backlash to say,
maybe
we need to open back up. I think it's maybe 10% of the country is purely lock everything down. We need to stay in our homes for 2 years. We can't leave until we have a vaccine, et cetera, et cetera. And as usual, the vast amount of voices, videos, and all the stuff that you hear is that 10%.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane to me how 10% of the voice of this country can be heard 90% of the time. And that's the thing that's so insane to me.
It adds to the narrative, which the mainstream media needs.
Yeah. Ask yourself this honest question. The majority of the people that you talk to on a daily basis, not somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that's a nurse in New York. You see what I'm saying? The majority of people you talk to on a daily basis, your circle, your people, what do they think? I would venture to say they know that this isn't as big a deal as the media is making it out to be, and they just want to go back to work. I'm serious. Yeah. Self-analyze yourself. I don't know you guys listening or girls listening, but I can make my assumptions based on the data that we see.
Right. Yeah.
And the data that we see shows that every single bit of this is insane. And the saddest part is I think that this pandemic, in quotation marks, this event that has happened, I believe the president did what he had to do. All right. He had to take precautions. He's the president. But the president has been one of the biggest advocates for, no, we got to open this crap back up.
Yeah.
All right. I think what this has done in largely Democratic run cities and states is it has shown that these Democrats want power and they want authority and they want control over people. You are seeing very, very clearly who the tyrannical, power-hungry little parasites are that we have within our country. And I mean, it's very, very, very telling what's going on. I did see that in Virginia, the Justice Department or the Supreme Court of Virginia sided with the church after Ralph Northam tried to put them in jail and fine them for holding church services and things like that. So thank God there's still some people that understand that we have, a constitution. Red states, go ask any red state sheriff's department or office of any county, and every single one of them would say, we're not enforcing anything with a church. We're not enforcing anything with a privately owned business because that's not constitutional. You can't do that. Right. Marriage, ceremonies, everything. That's all religious, right? Like they read the Bible, a lot of them, and things like that. It's a religious thing. You can't touch it. No, we're not doing that because that's not how this works. And anyway, it's just interesting to me. We're really getting into, you are really starting to see this hard line being drawn in the sand where people that are just willy-nilly, I hate to say that word because it sounds stupid, but about, whatever happens kind of happens. And then the line of the people going, whoa, 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 whoa. No. We're going down a really, really dark road that we are not comfortable going down. Yeah. Let's reestablish the way this actually works. And so, man, I'm interested to see what happens with these tyrannical places that are refusing to let up on stuff. Where is it? Michigan? Is it Michigan? She just extended the lockdowns till the end of May. It's going to be interesting, man, to see what happens to these people from a elected official perspective.
Yes, of course. Media matters.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to these people because, I see all the writings on the wall to a Trump tidal wave in November, and all of these people that have these Democratic mayors and city officials and governors, I think that this is going to come back to bite them harder than they think it is, man. People are not going to be okay with this.
Right.
And
the only way they can win is with complete power, with it shutting down for a couple more years. Like, that's the only way they can get out of this unscathed. Otherwise, people are going to say, everybody else opened and they're totally fine, and we're still
and we don't have
down.
Our jobs. And
you ruined our economy.
So what are we supposed to do?
Over a lie. Yeah.
Anyway, all I want to do is just get back to Americans being Americans. And whatever your political affiliation is, I really don't care. I just want people, no matter what party affiliation you are, to remember what it means to be an American. And what it means to be an American, at the end of the day, if you want to just boil it down, we don't take no crap off of nobody.
We don't live in fear.
We do not live in fear as Americans. And that's what's happening, man. You're seeing a lot of weak, spineless people living in fear, and something's got to give. Anyway, all right, let's move into more, lighthearted. Well, not lighthearted. We got some serious things to talk about. But before we do, let's get into a sponsor. Whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want what you're listening to be what you're listening to, not what your roommates, neighbors, or significant other, or even your children are listening to. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds. But before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know that Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and that they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands you know. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable, perfect for conference calls or binging your favorite podcast. Us. Unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems to distract anyone during video calls. Now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/Graham. That's buyraycon.com/Graham for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/Graham. All right. So, wow, that was good timing.
Oh,
thank you.
So Alyssa's not paying attention as normal. All right, let's talk about Joe Biden really quick. So on Friday, who's Joe Biden? On Friday, Joe Biden finally comes out on Morning Joe, and addresses this Tara Reade stuff. And I like to think that conservatives played such a huge role in this because nobody was talking about it until conservative influencers started saying, why is nobody talking about this? It's been over a month and a half since all this stuff has started coming out. And this is Joe Biden's first ever statement on it, which, grand shocker, he says he didn't do it. Which I don't really know why people were so like, oh, Joe Biden comes out and denies allegations. What did you really expect him to do? Go on there and be like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, and he actually said, it never happened. I don't remember. Like, well, that's not a good way to say it didn't happen, Joe, is by saying you don't remember.
We are well aware that Joe Biden doesn't remember a lot of things. Joe Biden doesn't even remember he's running for president.
Yeah.
Live on TV a lot of times.
And you see the Trump derangement syndrome with some of these other politicians because they're even coming out now and saying they believe her. They're like, we know that you told people a decade ago, we're with you, we believe you, but I still have to fight against Trump and I'll be voting for Joe.
Basically, Alyssa Milano came out and said she was going to live in the gray. So that we had no good options. So she just knows Trump has to get out. So she's going to go with Biden.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Wow. I mean, just think about, here's the interesting thing to me is the blatant, not even attempting to cover it up, hypocrisy in this whole thing. Mm-hmm. Now, do I believe that Joe Biden sexually assaulted this woman? I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I believe that he should be given the same presumption of innocence until proven guilty, just like any other American. But this man's running for president. And not even a year ago, the entire Democratic Party, every single Hollywood celebrity and musician drug Brett Kavanaugh through it was a witch hunt, man. From day one, witch hunt. And now everybody's just like, well,
he said he didn't do it.
He said
so
he
that's
didn't
good enough
do
for
it.
us.
And, Trump's bad. So, go Joe Biden. I mean, that's insanity. That's insanity, man. It is. And what's so weird is people are watching it and everybody's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you ever noticed that Democratic people are the most gullible people you've ever met? And most of the time, they're all really kind of mouth breathers in this regard. They're all just kind of like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they do. They're like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. That's what they do. That is what they do. Oh, Graham, I can't believe you just am I overgeneralizing or am I telling the truth? Only Democrats would take something like that. When the Trump tape came out of him on the bus talking about grabbing women by the you-know-what, I made a video about, hey, that's wrong, what Trump said. That's wrong. But did he actually touch anyone? Mm-mm. No. Even the Stormy Daniels thing has come out to be false. Yeah. She has even come out after she made her money, come out and said, oh, yeah, no, I made it up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And you got Pelosi who says something as straight up as, I mean, it's Joe Biden.
To not even come out and say, I don't believe Joe Biden did this. I stand behind him 100%. But we do need to get to the bottom of this first before we go even further. Mm-hmm. I would have so much respect for anyone that says that. It's like, hey, if a sexual assault allegation came up against Donald Trump right now, I would say, hey, I don't believe Donald Trump did that. I still stand behind the president, but we need to get to the bottom of this. Yeah. And if he did do it, he needs the freaking book thrown at him.
Because it's more political ammunition for us if, sure, let's investigate it. Turns out to be fake. It's like, see, yet another attempt to sabotage the president. Go ahead and investigate him. But no, they don't. They're scared of that. Why?
But if there was any good thing to the Me Too movement, it's being ruined right now because it's completely now just offset. I mean, she can't, even Alyssa Milano, who started the movie, she can't dig her way out of that hole because the hypocrisy of it is just too extreme now.
And Democrats are morally superior. So people who, their supporters are like, well, it's not Trump. It's not these Republicans. We believe our people are morally superior. Right. There's no way. Why go into an investigation? I mean, it's Joe Biden. Yeah. Okay.
And
That's
they'll
how
go
you
with
want to roll.
then they'll go with the narrative of it, just without even questioning. Like, oh, okay, you're right. It's Joe Biden, who has been seen repeatedly touching people,
constantly.
So it's interesting. You don't even want to investigate.
Joe Biden has video after video after video after photo after photo after photo of him invading the personal space of other people.
And a history of lying, too.
And a history of lying. The biggest thing about that interview that stood out to me is every career politician has two sets of like personal records of everything that's ever happened.
Yeah.
You have your record if you were a senator or a congressman or congresswoman or whatever, you have like those records. And then you have a personal records that you keep somewhere, right? So in the interview that the woman asked, is like, do you allow, people to go through your Senate records? And said, absolutely. Well, what about your personal Delaware records or wherever the crap he lives?
University
he
of
said,
Delaware.
No.
And then he even said, "There's nothing in it."
Well, they were
There's nothing
supposed
in it.
to
There's
be
nothing
released.
in there.
You don't need to
nothing
do
in
that.
there.
There's nothing that's okay.
So
and that would be where everything was held that would show and prove if he's innocent or not.
And she even
you
said,
won't open those up.
She even said, like, what if they just do a name search
Yeah.
for Tara Reade? They won't like release all your personal documents. Those documents, and he just sidesteps it every single time. It's like, what are you afraid of?
Well,
Yeah.
again, now let's be fair, okay? I ain't releasing nothing to nobody unless you make me do it. You see what I'm saying? Like, and so to be fair, to play,
They weren't fair to Kavanaugh.
they weren't fair to Kavanaugh.
that was wrong.
But that was wrong. So to be fair, every lawyer ever, the second anything comes up like that, the very first thing they tell you is you don't give them anything unless they
Right.
make us have to give them
But
to
that
them.
should be enough to convince people because they were already going to release those documents,
I know.
and now Joe's like,
I'm not saying
no, I can't
I'm not
release
saying,
them.
I'm getting to the other point. Hang on. I'm just saying, to me, I am not sure Joe Biden sexually assaulted this woman. Okay. I
got no idea.
I have no
Well,
idea.
no, that's the thing. No one
But
will.
him not wanting people to go through his personal records makes me curious about the whole Hunter Biden thing
Yeah.
What else
and
is in
all
there?
the
Yeah.
other stuff. Like, that's why I think he doesn't want them going through his personal records. Not so much. I believe him. Like, there might not be a single thing about Tara Reade in the personal records. But I think there's a lot of other stuff in there.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah, quid pro quos,
Yeah, for
all this
sure.
other kind of stuff.
But that's why they would do a name search even. So it's interesting he won't even
Right.
allow them to do that.
Well, you allow them to do, again, devil's advocate
Well,
here.
that's
You
true.
allow them to do one name search. It takes 5 seconds to do a Hunter Biden search
Yeah,
real quick.
Ukraine.
Well,
Yeah,
the problem though
Ukraine.
is the hypocrisy of it because Brett Kavanaugh, they didn't even prove that they met. Well, you know that these have met. I mean, there's just so much more
Yeah.
things that should be looked at. Not saying it's right or wrong or it shouldn't be, but it's just how all the, Nancy Pelosi and
Well-
Warren, everybody's like, oh, nope, it's good.
Blasey Ford couldn't even really remember if it was Kavanaugh or not. She was like, I was at this party, it's completely plastered. Somebody assaulted me. And so it had to have been Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
What? That's an awful big jump you made. Tara Reade completely said, no, I was completely sober. It was definitely Joe Biden. And I've been talking about it since 1993.
Yeah.
You see-
The worst response was this Democratic, I don't know if he was a congressman, but he was an elected official, and he straight up says, I do not believe Tara Reade because of the anatomy of the vagina.
Oh,
it
you
would be
couldn't-
physically impossible.
I
Oh,
saw
God.
that.
Whoa.
To push her up against the wall. Yeah, which is horrible and awful
Yeah,
and not
like,
true at all.
are
There's
you-
no way a
And it
man
minute- and
could
it-
get his fingers in there without compliance.
And it
That's
just
what it is.
minimizes, though, all those who have been. I mean, stop. Just stop talking.
Yeah, and
Just stop
we have to
talking.
remember that the Me Too movement, like they've had, rallies and stuff like that where they discourage and sometimes don't allow conservative women who most likely are pro-life and blah, blah, blah. They don't let them in the rallies. So are you
yeah,
pro-women, Me Too, or it
They're
only
pro their
applies?
agenda. It feels
Yeah.
like, at least.
Yeah.
And also on tomorrow's podcast
Hey
America, this is all I'm talking about. So if you want to go deeper into it.
It's another reason why you should always have a firearm on you, ladies, especially, man. You should always carry that stuff because you never know what situation is. That's why people like Red Arrow Weapons, our good friends there. Get you a firearm right now because you never know when a Joe Biden might come up and try to invade your space when you don't want it that way. Graham, are you talking about shooting people? If they're trying to sexually assault you,
Yes.
I'm talking about it. Anyway.
There's bullets from something else.
Yeah, there's bullets for that. It's hard to deny that. No, but on a serious note, check out redarrowweapons.com, our friends over there, fighting the fight against Ralph Northam.
Yes.
Which isn't
horrific
an easy
person.
fight.
Oh, by the way, the Murder Hornet is here.
Oh yeah, you showed this.
I read about it, but I don't really understand a whole lot about it at the same time.
It's a hornet that murders
a
you.
huge hornet. Yeah, what is there not to
So it's
understand?
an Asian giant hornet, and we found it in Washington, and we found a couple others in Canada, which are unrelated. So they've landed here.
They're migrating.
Yeah, they kill about 50 people a year in Japan. They go in and eviscerate honeybee hives.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
They kill 50 people a year. Okay.
It's the beehives, which is more
but
important.
bees kill people too that, are allergic to bees.
Right.
So,
But, we're like, the bee population's diminishing. We need more bees.
They kill the bees.
These things tear apart bees. They go into a hive and just obliterate them. One hornet.
so is it like a genetically altered bee? Did the
It's a more powerful
did
bee.
the Chinese create a mutant bee?
Maybe, and then dropped it off.
Came
here.
out of the Wuhan lab.
What's the
trying to kill
conspiracy theorists say about
honey,
this?
our honey supplies and
Yeah.
cross pollinations.
Who knows? They may not even be in America. Oh, also, Madonna was seen at a party the other day. Did you see that?
Shame.
Yeah, there was a
Scandalous.
cake that said COVID-19. They were celebrating some guy, what's his name, Stephen Klein or something like that.
Who beat it? Or
No, just his birthday. She's hugging people.
No,
There's
just
like
his birthday.
8 people.
Interesting.
I want her to be able to go to parties, but I just think it's hypocritical because I think she was in New York, where they're punishing people for doing that same thing, and she probably won't
but
get
she's
punished.
above the law. She's Madonna.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Gross.
it's terrible.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm so over it at this point.
Yeah.
People ask me pretty constantly, and they're like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I think that I'm over it, and I think that I'm ready to just be an American again. You can't control things. If I get cancer one day and die, that's just the way it is. If I get this and die, that's the way it is. If I get in a car and get hit, I die. I can't do this anymore. Like I cannot do this anymore. And then also what also kills me is seeing all these hardworking people that are just, and it pisses me off that they're begging and pleading for the governors to let them open back up because they can't pay their bills.
Yeah.
And what's also super, super interesting to me about this whole thing is good, honest, hardworking people that want to go to work so they can pay their bills. They're not essential. But you know who's still working? All the bill collectors, all the businesses that send you bills. They're still working.
Oh yeah, so we had our electricity actually got cut off, which I don't think you were supposed to be able to do because of a huge misunderstanding.
Yeah, we had somehow we had put a security deposit in, but then the electric company never transferred it over to our names. And so then we didn't get a phone call, nothing. They just cut the electricity off. I thought you weren't supposed to be able to do that right now. But that's my point. And so all that stuff is still going on. You're destroying people's credit. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's talking about, well, all you got to do is contact them.
No.
All you got to do is contact. Do you know how hard it is to contact these people right now? Do you have any freaking clue? If I want to just get in touch with my bank, it's hours on the phone waiting to try to get in there. But all these things are still going. But you're going to tell these honest people that they're not allowed to, and you're going to destroy their credit while they can't pay their bills because you won't let them go to work.
Right.
It's insanity.
Yeah. There's this tattoo parlor in North Carolina.
Yeah, I saw that.
He posted on his Facebook like, hey, opening back up, even though I'm not supposed to, my kids need food.
They need to eat.
And as soon as he got there, he flipped the light light on and the cops were waiting for him, arrested him. Yeah, he's like, well, I knew this was going to happen, but I had no option. So I was just going to see how many clients I could get and make a little bit of money to buy some food. Yeah, it's maddening.
Well, that's my point. So we've got a local gym here, and you know, I'll keep it out for this purpose, but they shut them down too. And, you know, and I just sit there and I go, at the end of the day, show me in the Constitution, which is where all laws are supposed to be put up against to make sure that it's constitutional, a law that is put into place, that the police enforce. They enforce constitutional law. So show me the constitutional law that says that a gym cannot open. Show me.
Right.
Show me where that, if they abide by social distancing, they keep it to, 50% capacity for right now, but show me the constitutional law that says that these people are not allowed to feed themselves or their family. Show that to me. We have stimulus packages.
Yeah, we do.
We ain't seen no stimulus money. We ain't seen no stimulus package. Our PPP will probably never get approved ever. Where is this money that you're talking about? Where? Because
Harvard.
Because what's happening is, look at it like this, okay? The flip side has happened. So a lot of people that are just normal employees have gotten their stimulus checks, but the actual employers that have more bills to pay than anyone haven't seen anything. What about the small business owners? Not the small business employees. What about the small business owners? Right. So you're giving these employees of these small businesses stimulus checks, but you're screwing over the business owner. So when all this is over, those employees don't have a job anyway.
Exactly.
Trying to entice them on what a universal income is like.
Yeah.
That seems pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Well, all I gotta do is sit here. I don't have to do anything.
Did you see San Diego County has 3.3 million people with 145 deaths, and they just did an indefinite lockdown.
Really?
So they said to the end of May, like indefinitely until we tell you next. 145 people out of 3.3 million.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Like it's at the point now where you're either on one side of the fence or you're on the other side of the fence. So you're either okay with our individual liberties being able to be flipped on and off like a switch. Like, just think about that for 1 second, okay? And everybody's like, well, if you really cared about Americans, you would be willing to try. I agree with that, and we did.
We did.
But think about this. Think about every war we've ever fought. Think about every step that had to be taken for America to become America. And to think that we, as 350 plus million people, let maybe 5,000 people total make the decision of our freedoms can be flipped on and off like a switch? What? No, there was no mass poll across America. You know what I'm saying? Like, did the governors ask every single citizen? Did they ask every single registered voter that voted for them what they thought before they made this decision about shutting down the economy and telling people that they can't leave their homes or go to work? The answer is 100% no. They did not do any of that. Does every stupid mayor, especially from freaking Chicago, did any one of them consult the actual citizens of the town or the city in which they are elected over to govern for the will of the people? Did they ask any one of them that question?
Right.
I hadn't talked to Governor Rick Masters one time. Not once. He hadn't called me once. I hadn't talked to the man about nothing. All right. So I do. I am at the point now where I'm having a serious problem with these elected officials, because at the end of the day, you're listening to these health experts that have no idea how to run an economy, and they're getting a paycheck.
Yep.
So it's really easy to make a decision when you have money and you can eat and you don't have to worry about your bills getting behind or your credit getting destroyed. But you're not talking to the actual citizens. You're not talking to the actual people that keep the economy going, which pays your freaking salary in the first place, you twit. Mm-hmm. That's what I have a problem with. And, you know, I would love to sit down and have a respectful conversation with any elected official that would love to have a conversation with us about it that disagrees with me. But that's where we are, and I think it's sad. All right, so before we close out this episode, let's talk about We the People holsters. Record numbers of people are buying guns and ammunition for the first time. If you are one of them, please be safe and please holster that new handgun in a We the People holsters. Starting at just $39, We the People holsters are custom designed to fit your firearm perfectly and made right here in America. They have thousands of designs to choose from: the Constitution, Blue Lives Matter, etc., etc. Now is the time to support American companies. We were just talking about this. Go to wethepeopleholsters.com/Graham to get yours. Every holster ships free and comes with a lifetime guarantee. Get an additional $10 off with the offer code Graham. Satisfaction is guaranteed. If it's not perfect, send it back for a total refund. wethepeopleholsters.com/Graham. wethepeopleholsters.com/Graham. Offer code Graham. All right, so real quick, for those of you that see this on video, you'll see that we have the book.
Yay,
America
where's the cover?
316 this is the trial book.
It's nice and shiny.
That lets us, just get an idea of what it would look like.
Would you just look at it?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look so good?
Would you just look at
His
it?
flag.
Anyway, so my book is my first book. It's available for pre-order at America316.com. I'm
And
signing these
it's got pictures
things.
in it.
It's got photos in
Of his
there.
life.
So,
which is
chapter
very
about
interesting.
Jake. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
A whole chapter.
The whole chapter about Jake.
Just kidding.
So, go check it out. Think about getting it. Hopefully you enjoy the read.
It's awesome.
I think it's going to be different than what a lot of people think it's going to be. And so, I'm excited about it. That's all we have for this episode. There will be no Wednesday episode this week. We are setting up things right now, getting ready for the launch of the Wednesday live shows.
live.
We're super excited about the live shows, guys. We will be able to interact. We'll be able to have real-time thoughts. It won't be edited, so that's going to be interesting. If we mess up, which I mess up a lot, and you just don't know because we cut and edit.
It's over. We are screwed.
We are screwed. So I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll give you a chance to interact with us live, call in, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a good time. There will be no audio version this week while we set up to get ready for that. But once we have it up and going, I really think you guys are going to enjoy it. So we're excited. Alyssa, where can they find you?
Oh, I get to go first today.
Changing it up.
Well, you
Alyssa.
made a big thing about Mother's Day. So
Next week. Alyssa Allen on Instagram and Alyssa Allen Official on Facebook.
Oh.
I know. And then Hey America is tomorrow, where we were talking about Joe Biden and Tara Reade quite a bit. So if you want to dig more into that, you can listen to that tomorrow.
Jake?
You can find me on Instagram at producer_Jake.
wow.
Give
And
yourself the hand clap.
Of course, I'm Graham Allen, and thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Dear America podcast, and we'll see you all again next time.
Bye.